Hello. Welcome to another episode of Win TV Cast. I am Julian Urbago. You may know me from all the Julian Does episodes that I do for Win TV. And today I am here with.
Here in Orleans. You may know me from that one package here and there that you hear my voice in, but typically I'm behind the scenes anyway, so probably don't hear me. And today, uh, we're gonna be talking about Dune. We're gonna be reviewing Dune, the first one, and we're gonna be talking about going into next month in March, Dune 2, like what we expect to see from that and how that'll turn out. So first, Julian, what were your thoughts on Dune 1?
Dune 1. Okay, so backtracking to 2021. I think I actually watched it in 2022 for the first time. I heard about it. I heard it was really good. It was definitely on my watch list for the longest time. I But what I thought about it, I thought it was pretty good. It
Yeah.
was really good. Like just my first time just blindly watching through, I was like, holy.
I will say the cast, like the ensemble, just like I don't think there's really a single person there that didn't do a good job. They all had a good performance. I think that Denis Villeneuve does a really good job with his directing as he does always because kind of a really good science fiction director as he's proven in past projects. Uh, that I think that there have been many. I think that he's just improving every single movie, and I kind of expect that going into Dune 2. I don't know about you.
Yeah. The cinematography, it's hard to capture that, especially in our made up world. Like, I feel like that itself is just crazy to witness and watch. But the reason I don't think it was a 5 out of 5 for me, it was like a 4 out of 5, definitely.
Yeah.
But I think the ending and the cliffhanger wasn't. I don't know, because it felt like it was like the whole movie was building up to something, and then toward the end, it was just like,
No,
oh, come back.
I would agree for sure. I think that it definitely felt like the movie. I mean, while it did have its plots and subplots that were very intriguing, and it did feel like a really solid movie in that regard, but like when the end comes in and it kind of gives you a look into what the next movie is going to be about, but it doesn't really tell you much else. Kind of want more, which is not necessarily a bad thing because in a movie, if you want more, that's always a good thing. But making making us wait, 3 more years to get that, I it doesn't entirely sit right with me.
And then also, I think it was also just kind of hard to follow, especially if you know nothing and going in blind.
I know
Like,
that.
the what?
Well, I mean, I was just gonna say that the book, is based off of a book, so people obviously would go into this world knowing what it is. So I'm one of the people that has not read the book, and so I'm seeing this purely from a movie standpoint. I think you are too, right?
Yeah, I didn't even know there was a book until right now. I knew there was a movie from the 70s that actually
Yeah.
explained it pretty good because it did some kind of Star Wars setup where it was explaining everything beforehand. But the new Dune movie didn't do that at all. And I feel like you really had to pay attention and understand what was going on.
Yeah, but basing it off of the book, like a lot of liberties would have had to been taken. A lot of the book readers were not entirely satisfied with what they got. But
Yeah.
I do think from like knowing that this is one coherent story that's like the first movie leading into the next, I think that once the second movie comes out, like we can look back on these two movies as kind of like a part one, part two, like one really long and broken up into two. So I think that eventually it'll like age well, but I think as of right now, yeah, it doesn't quite reach that. It doesn't quite reach that 5 out of 5 for me either.
Mm.
Going
I
into
just also want to quickly point out, I don't know if how this is going to work for editing or video or whatever, but if you're watching me eating something, it's my meatloaf and mashed potatoes. Put that out there for a minute. I am eating mashed potatoes and meatloaf, just so y'all aren't questioning me later.
now going into Dune 2, like do you have any expectations going in? Like do what do you want from Dune? Because you clearly wanted more at the end of Dune 1.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely hope it is just everything that it was just setting up towards, building up towards. But like I saw the trailer, it looks really, really good. I've probably seen it about like 8 times in the theater. It looks pretty promising though, and I guess I'm just like wanting like just like I don't know how to explain it, but like it just felt like it was just setting up towards something, and then like what I wanted to set up to is I guess just like I hope it's as good as like it was. Like I feel like the first movie was really hyping up the second one, and I just hope it's like on par or like higher, because if it isn't, then it's like dang, first movie
Early
didn't feel like anything like.
early reviews have been pretty positive, so I'm kind of more on the hopeful side for Dune 2 because, I mean, they built up to something, and the book is considered a classic. So, I mean, I would assume that, like, what they're building up to, there has to be some, like, it had to be good enough in order to get a two-movie adaptation from a prestigious director. So I think that if one, the base material is already, like, considered a classic and is great, and the first movie was great, and then the early reviews of the second movie have been good. I think that we're shaping up to see a really good sequel. I think I'm personally anticipating it to be better than the first one. I don't know. You.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't wait to see that giant worm on the screen. That's what I'm looking forward to. Is that
Yeah,
fight scene with the giant worm.
that'll be an experience in theater to
And
see just that giant.
honestly, I'm really curious as to seeing I can't remember his name, but it's the guy who plays Elvis, and he's like
Oh,
playing the
Austin
main
Butler.
villain. Who?
Austin Butler.
Austin Butler. Yeah, I'm just really curious to see, because I haven't really seen him like in a lot of other stuff other than Elvis.
Hmm.
And like I think he was in some kind of drama TV show for like teenagers in the early 2000s.
Yeah,
Like that's all I really know him from.
they have a
And so
lot
I'm
of.
really interested to see him take on a role like this, which I feel like I have faith he's going to do good. Like
Yeah,
Elvis wasn't like too much of a silly role he played. Like he played Elvis like really good and with emotion and with passion. So like it's not that I have any doubts towards him, but it's like it's definitely like a step up from Elvis, you know what I mean? From
yeah.
like just
They have
an
a
acting.
they have a lot of the like talented young actors that I've kind of kept my eye on. Like they have literally Zendaya, Florence Pugh, they have Timothy Chalamet, they have Austin Butler. Like those four are all fantastic. So I mean, to see them all in the same movie, I don't know. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Honestly, it's the cast too that just
Yeah,
keeps me just hyped and involved, man. It's like,
everybody's involved.
oh yeah,
But yeah, I
it's
I think this.
it's a very interesting story, and it like, but I feel like also just like, it's like the cast and the acting and just the way the whole movie kind of just like is working with each other. It's like that's what I'm more hyped of than the actual like story and like finding out what it's more about. So I kind of hope, or my main expectation hopefully is like the story. I guess I it's just more like I don't know.
This is shaping up to be like. I feel like it could either be just one like failure of a sequel that has a lot of good actors with good performances but just falls flat, or I think it'll all like come together in a very good way. I don't really, I mean, it's always hard to tell, but I really think it's going to be one or the other. It kind of depends on the story.
Yeah. All I know is that this weekend I'm rewatching Doom. That's for sure.
I probably will rewatch it soon as well, just to prepare myself for this. But
Watch party.
anyway, I think that's it for the Windcast today. I mean, any final thoughts you may have regarding it?
No, I think I pretty much gathered all my thoughts today.
Yes, Amy. I mean, I guess we will see you guys on the next episode of Windcast.
Yeah. Enjoy. Go watch Dune 2.